am Deepa Malik and I have chest below paralysis. Only my shoulders are functional, and between the shoulder blades I have had almost 200 stitches and 7 vertebral columns are under laminectomy. I have to every day religiously do the exercises to release spasms from the body. It was absolutely right to accept that this is going to be a permanent situation. So people had a lot of suggestions coming our way that, oh my God, she's going to be bedridden all her life, she's paralyzed, she has no sensation in her body. What's going to happen to this young man and his life and his little daughters? Everything was about him. But the man in your life turns around and tells you that, Deepa, you can do it. I think that's quite a support. Basic challenge that I face is the infrastructure. Because when I have to travel and when I have to train, when we go from one place to another, we don't get wheelchair amicable toilets, bathrooms, facilities, accommodations. Our training is expensive, the equipments are expensive, the wheelchairs are expensive if we actually go in for an active wheelchair. The day I decided I want to be a person who should be looked up as an epitome of fitness, when I started working out, when I started working hard, when I started participating in sports, that is exactly how people look at me. Now they call me an achiever. 3 Limca records, 1 Arjun Award. I've crossed river Yamuna against the current by swimming for 1 kilometer. Driving across 9 high altitude passes on the highest motorable roads of Leh-Ladakh highway. I have Asian ranking 1 and world ranking 2 in shot put throw and world ranking 3 in discus and javelin in my category of disability. Break the myth that physically challenged people cannot step out and achieve. Life is the only festival which you can celebrate every day. So live it, be alive and celebrate.
के पैर लकवे की वजह से हिल नहीं सकते, इसलिए यमुना में वो 1 किलोमीटर रिवर्स यानी उल्टी तैरी।
यमुना किनारे दीपा को लेकर लोग नदी की तरफ बढ़े तो सब देखने को बेचैन थे कि दीपा तैरेगी कैसे। जिसका आधा जिस्म बेजान हो, लकवे से जिसके पैर न हिलते हों, वो तैरेगी कैसे। पर दीपा ने तैरना शुरू कर दिया।
नाशिक ते त्र्यंबकेश्वर आणि त्र्यंबकेश्वर ते नाशिक असं 55 किलोमीटरचं अंतर.
I'm very proud that I'm back from a Leh-Ladakh exhibition drive, which I did in my vehicle, driving as one of the drivers. Did 3,000 kilometers in 10 days, covering 9 high altitude passes on the highest motorable roads, doing an average of 300 kilometers per day at an average high altitude of 15,000 feet above sea level. Good morning. It was very important to get this AV because I don't have degrees. I was 19 and a half when I got married, just a graduate. That graduation was also forced a patrimonial qualification. And so, you know, seeing is believing, because if I say sitting on a chair, probably you won't be able to even imagine and fathom that a person on a chair can do all this. because the whole journey that I've set out on has been about breaking a few myths. I was about 5 years old when my legs started feeling weak, and suddenly a tomboy kid was sticking into the room. Mother was very happy. लड़की को अकल आ गई. पहले लड़कों की तरह बाहर कंचे खेलती थी. Now she's inside the house. She's making drawings, playing with the dolls. But within 4 months, my dad realized that was not the Deepa he knew, and he started, trying to find out why this child is not wanting to go out and play. And that is when one day he noticed that I had started touching the wall while walking and asking the bhaiya, the Fauji bhaiya, to pick me up and put me in the school bus because I didn't want to take the stairs on the bus. That alarmed him. He took me all over the country trying to find out, so much so that even psychologists and psychiatrists was discussed in those days. It was not common, but I'm glad that I had a father who could think out of the box. And finally, after a year of stay at Pune Command Hospital and several lumbar punctures and me coming finally onto the bed, doctors discovered that there was a blockage on my spinal column, and on a hunch they opened and they found a tumor. They operated. It took almost 8 to 9 months of very severe rehab and various gadgetries like a chest brace, a leg brace. I used to look like the Iron Man, one of the sci-fi fiction movie characters, when I was all strapped up into that and made to stand up, and I learned to walk. So 2.5 years in and out of hospitals, and out of which I think 1.5 was practically, I don't have a phone on me. So, okay, I'm just going to throw open a question to the house. That in a stage, in an age when there were no internets, there were no cable TVs, even Doordarshan you used to get when you had to put, a 20-foot ka lamba baas and then move the aerial every time you wanted to see Chitrahar. No radios, no these FM channels. How did a small kid, 7-year-old for 2 years in a hospital passed her time? How do you think? I mean, when you're unwell, you don't really read a book. I mean, you're bedridden and you're sick. Okay, at this point, I'll request somebody, though I know who is the best dressed today, but I still leave it to your confidence as to who feels that the person is really well dressed today. All the accessories and the paraphernalia. Can someone stand up, raise their hand? Though anybody. It's about your own confidence, my dear. Though I have already marked the person, so may I take the liberty to pass a judgment, or you would like to show your confidence? You can. I can? Oh, okay. You feel you're well dressed? Yes, ma'am. I'll beat you to it. I'll tell you who's better dressed than you, even in males. You want me to? But we're not in a fashion statement here. But I really want someone who's wearing a lot of accessories. So I'll request a lady who's wearing a beautiful green sari with a nice golden chain in her neck. And she was just asking a question. I saw her on the television here. Yeah, on the screen here. Can you come on the stage for me, please? Guys, she is looking pretty. Let's face a fact. Okay. My dear, can you just be here? And thank you for participating.
I think only you were more beautiful to carry that smile so
Thank you,
well.
sweetheart. Today morning when you woke up and you wanted to come here, what did you pick first? I mean, in your wardrobe, what you're wearing, the look that you're carrying today. What did you choose to pick first?
I mean, I had
You started with what?
my sari.
Sari. And then you matched the blouse with it, obviously.
No,
It's stitched that way, obviously. I mean, it's with the sari. And then what? The rings and the bracelets. Just raise your hand, let everybody see. It's really matching. It's complementing. And then the chain, and then the footwear. Okay. So what we have seen is, your good name is Aditi.
Aditi.
Aditi has had a base thought on a sari, and then she's accessorized it with everything that is complementing it, which is following it. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. And you're really looking pretty.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you.
What I'm trying to say here is, in those 2 years of my childhood spent in the hospital, reading book was someone said, but what came close to it was stories being narrated to me. Anybody who would sit with me, whether it was a safai karamchari, it was a nurse, I would just say, okay, मैं एक कहानी सुनाऊं. And every time you do a storytelling, what comes in the end? A moral of the story. And 99.99% the moral of the story is a positive one. So I got lucky that the base thoughts in my mind were all positive thoughts, were good thoughts, were good learnings. And at a stage which is the most impressionable stage. So when we learn to have a base thought as positive, and then we learn to accessorize it with positive, then everything else around it turns positive. You know, I mean, that's what I have learned from my life. You take a negative base thought, and then everything negative starts happening around it. So I guess the best thing that happened to me was 2 years in that hospital. Other way of looking at it is trying to make the best in a very adverse situation. And that is where I'll just take you through this journey. We all have losses. It's not on the screen, yeah? I'm having a bad hair day, yeah? I just realized. Okay. So, at every point of life, I'm not just saying life, every day we could have an up and a down. I'm talking about disability here. It could be an emotional, fallback, a financial fallback, a day not going right, a child being unwell and you have to be at work. Anything that disturbs you negatively can be termed as a loss for that moment, for that day, or for that phase of your life. So it needn't be just disability. I'm talking about disability. So this is what I did. I tried to turn the adversity, and probably that what makes me a little different, because and you see the cake there. That is what I do. I now celebrate my birthday on the 3rd of June, the day I got operated and I got paralyzed. Because honestly, that was the day a new beginning happened to my life. That is if you take it like that. Your glass is half full or half empty is how you have to take it. And we've often felt that whenever a big loss or a sudden loss that comes your way, you know, actually the failures kind of, scare you in life. And they scare you with things like unwillingness to hereafter take risks. They also scare you as, you start looking for shortcuts. There is a lack of conviction in what you do. And definitely a low self-esteem. I was crowned a beauty queen in '98, and I was chest below paralyzed in '99. And with a medical condition, you heard some of it in the audio video, but what I currently have is nothing below chest level. I do not feel my body. On top of that, I have spasticity, severe spasms set in, so everyday physiotherapy is a must. I don't have a bladder or a bowel control. Every drop of water that I drink has to be measured, timed, according to the time that I have to spend outside, according to the AC hall or the weather outside, because my body does not have a temperature control. The temperature, normally a human body has an automatic temperature control. I do not have that. I have a thyroid condition, which makes me gain weight. Excessive medication has forced me to remove the gallbladder surgically. So my digestion is very poor. So what I eat does not get digested. I do not walk at all because I do not have a movement below chest level. On top of that, I have thyroid. So maintaining a weight is the biggest challenge. So what I eat, if I eat too many greens in a day, my stomach becomes loose and I soil my clothes. If I don't eat the right amount of greens and juices in a day, I get constipated, so I have to go to the hospital to get enema done. So these are the kind of issues that I have in my body, and yet you heard the achievements. So I guess what I can preach, and I can preach not from the textbook, from my life experience, and having done it, you know, they say there's a famous saying, practice before you preach. My friends, I have practiced, and that is why I have the right to preach. Life is really beautiful. Keep yourself self-motivated, inspired, keep a desire, have a purpose, have commitment of taking responsibility, work hard, and a real character of a person comes alive. You know, adversity, like they say, reveals the character. And I often say I'm not educated enough to take lectures at such platforms. I am not, I learned how to hold a javelin at the age of 39 years. The first time I went to international competition or in a competition swimming was at the age of 36 years. I did not know what is CSR. I did not know what is raising an invoice. When I went out on a journey to be a biker, I just wanted to do something crazy because, now another thing which I need to touch upon in my talk, you have to time me because I have so much to say. I often lose, yes. I'll tell you about 10 minutes. Yes, you have to time me because I got paralyzed. My husband was at the war, you heard. Very traumatic situation. One child is 3, one child is 6.5. My father's on a foreign posting, my brother's on a course. There is no male member. I'm fighting that battle. I'm being very brave. And people turn around and say, oh ho, करोड़ों का छोरा बर्बाद हो गया. जनरल का बेटा था, तो उसकी जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई. छोरा भी ना आए इनके. You know, I'm from Haryana. So I was like, excuse me, I'm the one who's suffering. So, and I'm doing my best. I did my rehab properly. I trained my body again. I relearned everything. I learned, and this time, and unfortunately, on the 6th day of my surgery, I had a cerebral fluid leakage. The CFS leaked out of the brain through the surgery site, and I was in coma for 45 days. Every machine, I coma in a way where I was alive, I could hear everything, but even my speech went away. And today, whatever little fame or name or little money that I earn is through speeches. I speak. I learned to speak again because the brain became dry and it settled on a corner. And it kind of, I lost speech at that point of time. And I was in a hall where Kargil victims were lined up on ventilators. And every ventilator was beeping. Either my machine was beeping or that one. So every second it was 2, 2, 2, 2. For 45 days. It was worse than a Chinese torture. Coming out of that and still smiling. And yet people not believing the fact that I'm learning to be a person. For years after my surgery, I was continued being called a patient. Every time somebody met me said, "Tabiyat kaisi hai? Tabiyat kaisi hai?" The people stopped coming to my house. अरे उसके घर नहीं जाएंगे, उसको तकलीफ होगी. Little did they realize that if you come and meet me, it will take away that stress for that 30 minutes. So what, I mean, why go by the stereotype? You come and cook for me, yeah? You get a packet of chips and a bottle of Coke with some disposable glasses. Just hang around with me. Why think कि उसके घर नहीं जाएंगे, उसको तकलीफ होगी? So these were the thoughts. And this little girl of mine is here. She was just in her class 2. We had made arrangements. I'd really done my time management and my pre-planning very well. I had adopted new technology. I'd got microwave. I've got better refrigerators. I got those Tupperware containers. Blue lid containers will have breakfast. Yellow lid containers will have something for the meal. I would pre-cook in a day ahead. So that if the maid does not turn up the next day or the cook does not turn up the next day, my children don't go hungry. We have ready food and that can be microwaved and served. But पुराना खाना खिलाती है यार ये तो. बच्चे बासी खाना खा के जीते. Then why have we invented microwaves and refrigerators? It is so easy for us to pass comments. we take it upon ourselves to just drop a comment. So much so that out of choice, she left the poha ka dabba and she says, Ma, this is a new chocolate cream biscuit come out in the market and we had got it from the canteen. And by choice, she took those 2 packets to the school, trying to show off she was the first to get it in her hands. And the end result in that army school was, iske bacche biskitton pe pal rahe hain. And that is the day I decided I'm going to open a restaurant. I have to start something in which I can tell the world. And I didn't even know that that was a socio-economic project, which eventually was done as a case study in IIM Ahmedabad, and I won a national award for it because I took underprivileged children below poverty line. I went to the local colleges into the school, and that is what it struck me when yesterday Sangeeta ma'am was saying that we should have a 1 square kilometer and you can contribute. And I called these children, adopted 14 to 17 every year, gave them food, shelter, clothes, job in the evenings. And we started a home delivery counter which turned into a garden restaurant, turned into a catering business. I was not only feeding my children, their tiffins was the best potted tiffins because I had a Chinese cook, I had an English cook, I had a Mughlai cook, I had a Marathi cook, I had a tandoori cook, and the cooks were told who's going to make the tiffin the next day. They would wait for my children's tiffins to open up. They would wait, and the ladies who would say, she can't feed her children, were the ladies whose anniversary parties I started catering for, whose birthday parties I started catering for. She would come at the venue at 8 o'clock. The guests would start trickling at 8:30. She would leave at 11:30. Deepa Malik would get up at 6 in the morning, go to the bazaar mandi, pick up fresh vegetables for the day, go to the dairy, get paneer and milk, cream, go to the meat, get meat, because you're catering for a friend or you're catering for an army officer, you can't go wrong. Marinations, cuttings, then reach the venue at 5, lay the tables, decorations, laying of the cutlery, wiping off, serving the food, and when the lady leaves at 11:30, Deepa is there till 2 p.m., 2 a.m. in the night because you have to wind up. You have to again close everything. And the next day the lady will say, oh, I got really tired, yesterday we had an anniversary party. So, yeah, so these were the stereotypes I set out to break. And about opinions. In spite of doing all that, anybody who met me was, acha, ab tabiyat kaisi hai? Because I used to go to dedicatedly do my physiotherapy for an hour to the nearest physiotherapy center, which had a red plus made on it. So the red plus meant I'm a patient, but if a lady put on a tight Nike jeans and went to the gym, she was hot. She was cool. I was a patient. So it's just that I needed that kind of trainers to do my exercises and not that kind of a trainer who did 1, 2, 1, 2. I needed a better, but perception, we very easily form opinions, and that is a very universal flaw that we have. It is dangerous to any relationship, to family, to corporate, to teamwork, to having faith in your colleagues. It just doesn't restrict to just this. I'll narrate a story here, I don't know, am I allowed to speak a bit of Hindi? I think most of us, yeah? यूनिवर्सिटी की बसेस चलती हैं दिल्ली में, कोने कोने से, नजफगढ़, बहादुरगढ़, इधर के बच्चों को लेके. सो ऐसे ही एक हरियाणा बॉर्डर से बस चली, रोज सुबह चलती थी. एक हरियाणा का जाट 6 फुट 4 इंच 22 इंच के डोले, बिकॉज हरियाणा में बचपन से अखाड़े में डाल देते हैं, दूध पिला देते हैं. तो ये अखाड़े का बंदा, उसका नाम भी भीम सिंह, और वो सुबह सुबह उस बस में आने लगा. ही वुड सिट इन द बस. उसका एडमिशन हुआ, वो यूनिवर्सिटी दिल्ली जाता था, तो बॉर्डर पे बैठ जाता था नजफगढ़ के, और अंदर आता था तो ये मरा सा कंडक्टर, वेरी फ्रेल. इसे टिकट, क्या नाम है? नए आयो? हाँ. नाम? भीम सिंह. गांव? चरखी दादरी. अच्छा, टिकट? ओ, भीम सिंह टिकट नहीं लेता. And he would sit down. And this guy would say, yaar, isse ticket मांगूंगा तो he's going to hit me. I mean, look at him, look at his size. The process went on. Every day this guy would enter and this guy would say, ticket. And Bhim Singh would say, Bhim Singh ticket nahi leta. And he would sit down. The frustration started setting in into this person's head. He was fighting with his wife at home. दोस्तों के साथ दारू ज्यादा पीने लगा. जब पैग अंदर जाते थे फिर यार वो कितना खराब आदमी है, अरे मेरा बस चले तो मैं उसको मारूं, लेकिन वो मेरी बस में आके टिक. So finally the friends told him, यार enough of wife beating,
enough of backbiting, enough of abusing. You confront him. We will come with you on the bus. मारेगा तो हम बचा लेंगे. कहता यार बचा लोगे ना, हाँ थोड़ा पिटने दे ना. कहता okay, get it out of your system. So the next day the friends went with him and he stopped Bhim Singh and he said, ticket. And Bhim Singh says, Bhim Singh ticket nahi leta. So he says, अच्छा? पीछे he saw, ना friends है ना. He said, क्यों नहीं लेता? Bhim Singh ticket क्यों नहीं लेता? And Bhim Singh said, oh Bhim Singh के दौरे monthly pass है. So what was it? Lack of communication, ignorance, and preconceived ideas, because this man looked huge, this man looked big, this man was a rustic village guy, he had to be a troublemaker. We so easily form opinions, and these opinions were the ones which started troubling me. I went to a hospital, the physiotherapy center with my husband. I'm very fond of accessories. I'm talking about, you know, the worst thing about these introductions is they give away your age, you know. Anyway, I mean, you really reduced my, you know, chances of 50%, chances of by 50%. I really came dressed up, really trying to impress. Because yesterday I felt it was a hall full of handsome guys, and I mean it. So, you know, this whole thing about me not... So I went to the physiotherapy center, and I honestly am an accessory person. I have 22 shades, chashmas, all colors. I have boots, shoes, I have 43 pairs. I don't walk, but I have all the colors, all the types of boots, everything in my wardrobe. I'm sitting in front, I colored my hair, I had some nice streaks. I was wearing a nice big broad thing and sitting in the front seat. My husband went in to check if my physiotherapist had arrived so that he could take me in. And we had some bikers standing on the side, you know, the boys in the parking area. It's like, oi, oi, dek mal. So I felt very nice, you know, paralyzed. I was like, oh, okay, I still look like a mal, you know. So I was thoda sa aise, and I was very happy. And then, you know, these guys were smiling, and I was also looking at them like that. Okay, Deepa, you're still being noticed. So what, you're paralyzed, chest down. But then my husband came out. He took out the chair, and he says, Deepa, come, let's go in. And so he picked me up, and he put me, Arey, chalti bhi na aaya, chashma itna bada laga raha. And I asked him, I said, Bikram, wait. And I went to them, I said, Bhai, chashma to dhoop ke liye laga rakha hai. Tu chashma pehan ke chalta hai, I didn't know. I mean, what's the connection? Because we are so filled up with our preconceived ideas. And I would go to a parlor and I would say, Ab kyun aati hai ye parlor? Why? This is alive. This is alive. You know? So, these are the reasons which bothered me, and fortunately for me, I had some passions which I kept alive in me. I was always a biker as a kid, a naughty one at that matter, because in my younger days, my parents used to really pull me up, why are you biking? Because I had to borrow bikes from men. Boys never had bikes. And talking to an unknown man in those days was not a good thing. You know, you were a bad child if you were talking to men and trying to borrow their bikes and riding them. So I was sent on a punishment, this thing. My dad caught me stunting on a bike post my 12th exam. So they put me in a girls' college in a very sober English honors program. And they said she'll go to the hostel. She's getting out of hand. And I was sent to my bua's farm. She'll learn some ghar ka kaam there. Then go to this girls' college in Sophia Ajmer. And then we get her married. She's getting very naughty. There, my bua's farm had 20 buffaloes and cows. They had a dairy. And bulletiers, bullet-wala, doodh-walas would come there. So I learned to make the best out of worst. I think that has become a habit in me. I grabbed those doodhwala bullets, my balance became better, my biking became better, because you can't ride a bullet, and that too with 20 dolus hanging on the either sides. So my biking improved. I started driving the local jeeps, because village area has a lot of jeeps, and also the tractors. And that became the base of my love for motorsports. And so I was in a punishment. As a teenager, I would have felt very depressed, very suicidal, hating parents. But since I had learned to look for positive in every negative, I made the best of that holiday. And that holiday then has converted me into world record holders as far as driving and rallying is concerned. And this love for bike is what I read. Because what could I do in the body? You know, we need to learn a potential. We need to assess what qualities we have. Each one of us have that. We need to tap those qualities. And I knew I could be a biker. I was a biker in my head and mind, and I wanted to be a biker again. But how can a paralyzed woman be a biker? I joined an aptech course. People told me Google. I didn't know what that meant. I was not from an age where computers had arrived, and I was not a corporate woman. I was just a housewife. So I learned computers. I did my aptech course. I learned how to write emails. I learned how to make presentations to impress corporates. I learned how to make an invoice. I even learned how to, even spell it. I didn't even know what was all that. I was just a housewife who was destined to die in a room by people because of this ailment that I had suffered from. Yep. And from there, my bike came. And in trying to be a biker, I was told by the doctors I have to strengthen my shoulders. I started my swimming exercises that made the doors of the sports open for me. And again, life offers opportunities. It's we who have the courage to walk through it. At 36, I learned I could swim for the country. A lot of people said she's crazy, she's mad. So many times we don't follow our dreams because people tell us. The opinions matter. I went on to do the swimming, having faced the infrastructure problems and no heated swimming pools in India. I had to shift focus, reassess, reevaluate my potential, and again learned to do through javelin throws and shot put at the age of 39. Got my first medal. It got me to Commonwealth Games. Commonwealth Games got us lucky. They got us in the mainstream. With the able-bodied, we learned the difference between able-bodied policies and disabled policies. It gave me yet another focus, yet another target, and I followed suit with a lot of government offices. Like yesterday, sir said, I turned innovative. I started asking questions. So that landed me as a member in the 5-year Planning Commission, and I could change 4 major policies for sports. So you can do it if you learn to take initiative. And well, I'll take you through the rest of the journey. There's so much to say, but we have a time limitation. See, the life goes on if you allow it to. Adaptability is a very important factor, because the only thing which is permanent is change in your life. I used to wear Indian formals like a good housewife. When I was walking, it is the same officer's mess. You see, it's the same place. But we adapted. I adapted Western formals, but I went there. When you adapt yourself to a change, acceptance becomes easy. women can clap to that. We are blessed to be women. Because, when people had doubts, I will not be even able to get up from the bed. But, well, I tapped on all the different facets of my life. These are the qualities which has helped me to move on. So here's a practical example. It is not shared out of textbooks. A lot of people say, I'm passionate. You can't be passionate about negative things, and negative things can't be your goal. That's not what I preach. You can't say, oh, I love to drink. Oh, I can drink 5 bottles in a night. No, your goals should have value and add value. When I set out on my journey of setting these goals, everything was done with an aim. One was to break the social myth. Swimming across River Yamuna was because we were protesting against a boy who who was an athlete in 5,000 meter run. That means 5-kilometer run with left polio in the left leg. He was denied a field job of road survey. And we took up his case with the mayor, and I said, well, make that officer who denied him that job run 5 kilometers. And then he said, no. I said, okay, I give you a challenge. I'm going to cross River Yamuna and you give him a job. It took me 6 months because my coach said to give 1.5 hours in water without touching the wall of the pool, continuously swimming. It took me almost 6 months and 6 hours a day of practice, but we could do it. So that added value to that boy's life. He's still in job. He's even got promoted because it's been a while. And bike, of course, was to break that myth of tabiyat kaisi hai. And driving across 9 high altitude passes was obviously aimed at attracting a few corporates towards sponsorship. Well, that aim is still not being achieved, but I'm not going to give up. I'm continuing because having done it with Tata, I'm still awaiting their response. And so this is something. Now here again, like I said, the goal should add value. This was one rally in which we were being felicitated and all of us were appreciated. I was very happy that I was among the titans of the able-bodied. Sabko ek car di gayi, but they forgot to give me a car. And at the end of the stage, I was looking और मेरा पूरा गांव बैठा था. You know how it is in Haryana. एक player को गाड़ी मिलती थी, ढोल नगाड़े बजते थे, and that person used to take the car with the panchayat and the people of your gaon. My gaon was sitting and I was sitting and there was no car. And that day I decided, okay, Deepa, time to get a car. So this is what I did. Again, I created a goal for myself and we did this Will on Wheels drive. It turned out to be a world record drive. And it was initiated. I gave this thought process to various automobile and mechanical engineering students and faculties. Finally, Satyabhama University's kids came up. They customized a car for use of physically challenged people with no leg mobility. A good project was done by an institute, a thought process was initiated, and I got my car and a world record. So, if you want to be inspired, you really don't have to step out of your room. That's what I feel.
of course, one of the biggest days of my life. And this is again a very important lesson that I have learned. You know, this is, I know I'm overshooting my time, but quickly, something about plan B. Depressions, sadness always sets in somebody's life. Negativity overtakes because we never have a plan B. In Forge, we are taught if one thing doesn't work, fall back to the plan B. My plan B is outdoors. My plan B is biking. My plan B is camping, flying fox, rafting, anything. So please find your own plan B, and that's a stress buster. Trust me, it works. Because I wake up every day with a fear of the next tumor. Doctors say there'll be no more surgery because they have already battered my spine totally. Only my shoulders work, and between that, they cannot do any more surgeries because the spine will not take it. So another tumor, thank you for me. But these are the things which keep me happy and smiling every day. And a few glimpses of my you know, a lot of people say write a book, and I didn't know where to start and where to end, but I think I found the end. My love of motorsports and my achievements of my sports made me flag off the Formula 1 race. So it was because I am an achiever in the world of sports, it took me to the motorsports. I loved wheels. I got my wheels on the F1 track. I mean, what better than this? Few mantras that I follow, again from my life, not from a textbook. You know, we forget to count our blessings. We are only craving for what we not have. When we learn to say thank you for what we have, that feeling of gratitude will always give you a streak of happiness. Don't mix up contentment with lack of ambition. They're two different things. And of course, all this talk is a waste if you don't put that plug in. Yep. Hey, thank you. I love you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you so much. But that will still not spare you from questions. Please sit. See, now I'm counting my blessings.
Absolutely, absolutely superb. Thank you
Yes.
so much.